Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. We're back again for another Just for Fun Driving Club Nordschleife action. Once again, 3 lap sessions coming up, so we should stick 4 races in for you lot tonight. Looking like a pretty full room actually, 15 out of 16, obviously I'm the 16th, so we can only get 15 on track, but it's looking pretty damn full at the minute. We'll see who sticks around. Yeah, 3 laps, 4 races. Tyre wear and fuel depletion is on. I don't know what it's ×4 and ×5 I think it's set out. Stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Outside of that, evening, how are you all doing? It's already hot in here, people. It's already hot. Right, let me turn that on. That is us ready to go. Okay, let's have a look who we've got in the room. So regular Mart, got a new driver Tony H, pot kind of regular OG 88, new driver Johnny 87 Killer, new driver Beastie Bubba returning regular. Gentleman Jack, we might have seen you in this room before, not too sure. Leaf Bottom we've seen before, Top Flow new driver, Koenigschleiser we've seen before, the infamous Vanta Black Beetle, Blickpunkt, new driver Witty, a returning driver. DG Vandermeer, new driver. LLO, returning driver. Vossi, returning driver. Are they going to pick a car? Everyone but, excuse me, everybody but Vossi at the moment. So this will be grid order with Mark leading us out, Tony second, LLO third. So it goes by driver rating for race 1, and then everything else after that is reverse grid, except maybe the last race where they might shake it up a little bit and do a random grid or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, that is the format. So we are just around the corner from race 1. No qualifying in this one. It's not competitive. There's no points. There's nothing like that. It is just racing for fun, as the title suggests, the Just for Fun Driving Club. Don't need the bottle opener tonight, people. I'm on the tinnies. San Miguel. They go down easier than the Corona, that's for sure. So we are 02. I was told the race was going to start. Duco, any room please? Let me just chuck that in the chat for you, Dukes. Couple of exclamation marks as well. It was a question that came up earlier. Waiting for comms. I'm ready. I'm ready. Wait for me all you want. I'm ready. So, Ace Killer. It was asked earlier. Wow, there you go. OGG88, get in. Get in, Ace. OG88 getting booted. Or has left. Oh, warm. Oh, Whiskol's just taking your place. Whiskol's out. Ace, you gotta be on the button. You gotta be on the button. Who's this now? What's that? Ace Killer. There he is. There he is. Lucky Whiskol getting well, OG88 unfortunately getting the first man released, and then the second he left, Whiskol dived in. Unfortunately he's been oofed for Ace Killer. Hopefully we can get a couple of drivers in a bit. Apologies Whiskol if that was me that got you kicked out. We are just about to get underway then, the countdown coming. Let's get the nonsense on now, shall we? Make sure I've turned the sound on. Yes, I have. That's definitely German camouflage, if ever I've seen it. Oh, come on, get to the right camera angle, you donut. There we go then. Raining out on track as well. That's going to really confuse. We've got drivers on mediums, some on softs. Let's see how they get on with this one. It is light rain at the moment. It is going to get heavier later on, so the weather report says. We're away then for race one. Let's just jump on board. Maybe it's just a damp track. Maybe raining somewhere on this circuit, but oh, there's been an incident or accident somewhere. Top two have managed to peel away then. Popkind in third, Ace Killer in fourth, Johnny Killer in fifth, Vossi sixth, Beastie seventh, Gentleman Jack in eighth, got Leaf Barn in ninth. Top Flow looking to come around the outside of him through here. Gets that position into ninth. Great bit of driving through there. Leaf Barn 10th then. Koenig Schleiser looking for that position off him in 11th currently. Not quite able to do it. Black Pumped in the GTR chasing him up the hill. Oh, he's off track. Blick Pumped. That's going to be, oh, it's going to be over. Just going to, oh, and he's back on track. Fair play to him. So maybe these three getting tangled up somewhere. LLO. DG, Vandermeer and Whitty. Vandermeer trying to go around the outside. Gets it done. Past Whitty. Oh, a little bit of contact. Whitty saying, no, I'm having that position back. Thank you very much. LLO having a look as well on DG, but it's not to happen just there. Mark still leads then. Still being harassed by Tony H in this Porsche. He made a mistake with the soft tyres though. So damage is on light, so any crashes means their car will repair itself. Look at this, hugging the tail of Mark coming through these corners. Has he made the right choice of tyre here? He's on soft tyre versus Mart on the mediums. Regulars will know if there's any kind of tyre wear plus sort of 3, soft tyres don't last any length of time at all. You might just get a lap or 2 out of them. Medium tyres can go full stint pretty much. Look at the gap behind them. 2.3 seconds now to Popkind. Not an inch of give. Oh, a little mistake there by Mark. It's coming into a corner, just gets away with that, but the Porsche carrying good speed out. Goes for the overtake. He's going to get this done. Mark tries to hold on to that one, but it's not to be. Tony H then takes the lead. BMW now in second position. Popkind, Ace Killer, Johnny Killer, Vossi, Top Flow, Gentleman Jack, followed by Beastie Bob, Leafbarn, Königsschleiser, Black Punkt, LLO slowly closing up onto the back of the pack at the minute. He's pulled a big gap away from DG Vandermeer and Whitty. These two having a little bit of a battle between themselves. Evening. Wide kick. I think they were making room for Ace Killer. I think that was the reason. Porsche starting to pull away a little bit from Mar in second. 0.8 of a second again. Soft tyres starting to show wear. Sun actually coming out here. Yeah, I think that's the reason, Wisco. I think they were making room for this man. Johnny Killer in under the Porsche. Again, new driver. Looks to be doing alright. Top Flow in 6th. Sneaking around, all camouflaged in that Porsche. Bossy in 7th. Gentleman Jack, a little bit of a gap back to him then. 4 seconds in 8th. Another 3 seconds back to Black Pump. Look at this LLO all over the back of him. Tries to sneak back up the inside there, LLO. It's all over the back of the Nissan. There's a little think about the inside through here. Can he carry the speed through? No, Blip Pumped hangs onto it. Leafbarn 11th, Königsschleiser 12th. Beastie down in 13th. He's had an incident somewhere. Was rolling about 6th or 7th. There should be room later, Wisco. Just wait for somebody to get kicked out. Can I Germany? I don't know what that means. I can't do German, if that's what you're asking. So back to the front. That is the gap now between Tony and Mart. Sun out now on this track, so tyres starting to get a little bit warmer. Looking a lot worse on the softs than they are on the mediums. Gap opens up to 2.1 seconds. Popkind Vectra also opting for the soft tyre. Ace Killer going for medium tyre. Top Flow has gone racing softs as well. Softs on for Vossi. Gentleman Jack has gone softs for LLO. Leafbarn on the mediums. Blip Pumped on the softs. Johnny Killer's had an incident down in 11th now on the soft tyre. Königsschleiser 12th on the softs. Beastie on the softs in 13th. Softs on for DG Vandermeer and softs on for Whitty. So only a couple of drivers currently out on mediums. See how they fare. Can Tony H make enough gap? Vossi's already coming at the end of lap 1 then. It's going to drop those softs on. Drop those softs off. Potentially come out on another set of softs and risk it for 2 laps on those. Maybe a set of mediums. Mediums looking good for Mart. Has he played the best strategy here? Going for the no stop. Popkind also already pretty much half worn on his front. Top Flow through to 4th as well, but he's pushing his tyres hard to get up to these positions. You can see that Porsche drifting around these turns then. So it's a good effort by Top Flow, but those little mistakes are costing him. You can see BMW on the medium tyres. Oh, up the inside. Top Flow's had to stick a handful of brake on. He's ended up on the grass though. How did he get across that side? Ace Killer came around the outside of you. That was odd. Oh. LLO and Gentleman Jack go through. I can't speak German. No, sorry, swap call. There's no German. The Porsche is pretty good, yeah, it's pretty stable. As you can see, the BMWs and the Porsches seem to be the car of choice. the sort of most balanced in terms of tyre wear and things like that. They seem to be once these boys have had a quick play about with them. Beetle's good through this part of the circuit, but not so good on the faster sections. So it loses about 10 miles an hour to, well, I say that, he has got an extra gear to use, but it doesn't really seem to do much until at the very end of the Dottinger straight, which by that time he's already lost far too much time. So Vossi out then, fresh set of mediums. He did come out on some mediums. Beastie. Beastie's looked at the weather, come out on a set of inters. He's hoping the rain comes any minute now, so his tyres don't burn out before the end of this lap. Van der Meer down in 15th then, fresh set of mediums on for him. Still doing alright, Tony H up front on those soft tyres. Still pulling time over Mark. The gap stretches to 2.6 seconds. Will those tyres catch him out? So they'll all have to stop for fuel as well. Oh, Potkind goes a little bit wide through there. Ace Killer trying to carry the speed up the inside. Wasn't quite able to do it. And that's the difference. You can see soft tyres on for Potkind versus Ace Killer on the mediums. Just causing those little mistakes, those off apex moments. Just going to leave the door open for people like Ace Killer to take full advantage. He's got a couple of opportunities coming up here as well. He's piling the pressure onto Potkind. Hopefully he outbrakes himself. That's what he's hoping. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide through there. Stays on track though. He's hoping he outbrakes himself into some of these corners while defending. So although that looked wide, there are a couple of options to come into that turn. Let's just get ourselves back to the front. The tyres really starting to show the wear on for Tony H though. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down much at the minute. I'll say that as he goes a little bit wide through there. Doesn't seem to slow him down much. Now when's the rain going to come? Did Beastie Bub come in a lap too early? Mark then 3.1 seconds behind. Everybody going to have to come in for fuel at least at the end of this lap. Unless you've already stopped for fuel, obviously, unless you've already been in the pit. Potkind Vectra still under pressure. Look at the tyres, absolutely blown out on that BMW versus Ace Killers, looking amazing still after almost 2 laps. Ace Killer able to put a little bit more pressure on those tyres than Potkind at the moment. Potkind doing well to keep him behind though. A couple of opportunities for Ace Killer here if Potkind gets it wrong. This next couple of corners for Ace Killer. Backs off a little bit. Oops, Potkind goes wide. He does do. He's onto the grass. He's gone deep the other side as well. Just keeps it on circuit there, but they're the little mistakes I'm talking about. Tyres just catching up with Potkind there. And Ace Killer just sitting in that 4th position, waiting to take advantage, and does so. So back to the front. Tyres not looking great on Tony H, but coming up towards the pits anyway. Just got to get through the next couple of corners without spinning off track. Mart as well has got to come in, but he hasn't got to change tyres. I'm sure he probably will stick a fresh set of softs on, and why not for a single. Oh, as I say that, the rain comes down. That throws everything out the window now. Well, Tony H, that's your race over, because you aren't going to get the next lap with the fuel you've got on there, sir. Not with those tyres on either. Yeah. Yeah. That's, yep. Mr. Pitts. And that's that. So Martin in the pits then. He will come out up front. He's got a big old lead as well. He'll be racing on his own, unfortunately. So fuel on, tyres fresh. He's gone for the intermediates. Safe choice. Ace Killer then in second, also gets released. He got past Potkind up the Dottinger straight then. He's also gone for the intermediate tyres. Vossi, oh, he's risked it. He's risked it. He's not come in for the tyres. He's got to do a lap on the racing mediums in these conditions. That's not going to last long for him. LLO just got out in front of him. He's gone for the full wets. See if they allow him to close those gaps up on Ace Killer and Mart in front. We'll see. Rossi's really going to struggle here on those racing mediums. If it stays wet at least. Popcorn Vectra out on the full wets. We've got Blickpunkt out on the inters. Johnny 87 has stayed out on the fresh set of racing softs. Gentleman Jack has gone full wets. Leaf Barn on the fresh set of inters. Koenigschleiser has gone inters. Top Flow has gone inters. Racing medium still on for DG Vandermeer. Whitty has gone racing medium still. Fresh set. Oh, the Beastie Bub getting the softs on. Now, from Beastie Bub's perspective, it's not raining, but there is still water all over this circuit. You can see the racing line has got a dry section, but if he goes off that with these racing tyres, it's going to be a short trip on the grass for him. So Mart's still out on the inters. Is it raining still? Not actually raining anymore on the track, but it's still wet. Look, you can see the spray off the back of that car. He's got Ace Killer not too far behind him, 2.5 seconds. Also out on the intermediate tyre. LO not been able to close up then. That gap was at 7 seconds when he came out of the pits. It's opened up to 10.5. So the wet's maybe not the choice. And again, not actually raining on circuit anymore. Well, not at this particular point on circuit anyway. Kicking off behind. Potkind Vectra. Vossi getting... Oh, Vossi's tangling himself up with his racing mediums, unfortunately. Going to slowly hemorrhage positions while it stays slightly damp on track. It'll start to benefit him a little bit if it dries out. A few cars in front of him to do that. Gentleman Jack, the full wets, already getting a little bit hot then. Inters showing their wear as well. Oof, Gentleman Jack has a little moment coming out of there. Leaf Bomb goes through. Koenigschleiser out on those inters. Top Flow inters. Racing softs for Johnny Ziller. So again, from Johnny Ziller's perspective, you can see there is a dry line now on circuit, but he's got to make sure he sticks to it. Step outside of that, the tyres will just light up. Around this car will go. Oof, Beastie Bub just finding out there. But he now finds himself at the back on the mediums. Inter's looking good on Mark's car. Again, at the front there is still moisture on the circuit, on the racing line at least. Whereas the more cars that drive over it, it lifts that water off the track, dries it out. The cars following gets less of that advantage of cooling their tyres down. These Killers closed that gap right down though. It's pulled a full second over Mart. Down to 1.1 seconds. LO, look at the wets now, look. Now it's not actually raining, they're pretty much useless. A little bit of dry circuit as well, just causing these things to absolutely get roasting hot. Blip pumped, not looking too bad, although the Nissan seems to have done a fair amount of wear to those inters for a single lap. Vossi, now the tyres starting to hook up, now it's drying out for him. Hanging on to the back of Blip pumped. Come back and check out that fight. Potkind Vectra then on the full wets, really struggling now. Inters on for Leaf Barn as he starts to close up on Potkind. Oh, Gentleman Jack gets that Porsche absolutely sideways as we catch up with him. It's overtaken by Koenigschleiser, but the wet's really starting to fall apart now. Inters still looking reasonable for Top Flow, but still got to be careful. Johnny Zilla. Oh, there we go, Top Flow. Just as I said, just got to be so careful. Johnny Zilla's tyres starting to work again on the dry conditions. Top Flow's Inters just catching him out through there. Beastie Bub just coming over the brow of the hill. Catching up with DG Vandermeer. Whitty on the racing mediums now. Those tyres just starting to work for him as well. Back to the front then. Race leader onto the Dottinger Straight. Ace Killer also on the Dottinger Straight just behind him. Close enough for an overtake. Maybe. Down the hill. It's going to be a brave move if it is from Ace Killer. He's a little bit further back now, so I don't think he's going to go for it. Hard on the brakes then. Don't want to make any mistakes into these last couple of corners. Then around the final turn, Ace Killer pushing him. And it is Ace Killer that just pips him at the line. Mark takes second then. LLO up into these last turns. His wets have just about kept him alive. He holds on to that third place though. Look at them, absolutely devastated. Vossi as well manages to reclaim fourth, even though not opting for a wet tyre at all. Fair play. Blip Pumped comes home in fifth. Vossi obviously able to get past him. Leaf Barn closed up, takes sixth. Got past Potkind Vectra, whose wets are also absolutely blown out. Koenigschleiser's Inters are absolutely blown out. What have you done to those? You violent, violent man. Johnny Killer sitting in ninth then. Also not taking on any kind of wet tyre. Gentleman Jack's wets absolutely took him out. Intermediates took Top Flow out as well, unfortunately. Beastie Bub put the intermediate tyre on, a stop too early. But he comes home for 12th. Just wait for, who's going to win here? Whitty comes through. Vandermeer going a little bit deep. Whitty coming home in 13th. Vandermeer in 14th. There we go. Ace Killer taking race one win then. Still a full room, unfortunately, Wiscol, unless you're already in here while we weren't looking. Prima Zucker is in the room. I don't know who he is. I don't know. Stay hydrated. So, race one in the bag. There's the results. Ace Killer taking that top spot. Mark second. LLO 3rd, Vossi 4th, Blickpunkt 5th, Leaf Barn 6th, Popkind 7th, Königsreiser in 8th, Johnny Killer in 9th, Gentleman Jack in 10th, Top Flow 11th, Beastie Bub 12th, Witty 13th, DG Vandermeer in 14th, and Tony blew his softs out, did 2 laps on those, missed the pits, had no fuel, dipped out. Is that right? Oh, what have I done there? There must be a way of undoing that, Wisco, because you know you're not kicked for any sort of bad driving or anything like that. So there's got to be a way to unkick you. So weather being changed again. Middle of the race looks like it's going to be absolutely tipping it down. When do you come in? End of lap 1. What do you risk doing that second lap? Oof. Right, there's space, Wisco, if you can find a lobby. I'm just saying. I know you're telling me you can't get in. There's 2 spaces. Top Flow and Johnny Killer have both left. I'm putting it in the chat. Boo. Cheat code's joined. There's 1 more space. Get in there. Get in there. Ace, get in there. Help a brother out. That's his nickname, cheat code. Maybe if you search for the room ID, maybe. H78Q2W. That's what it is. So Prima Zucker's joined, Prima Zucker's left. So there's still room, still 2 spots. So next race is going to be at 34. Reverse grid from race 1. And looking at it, the weather's going to come down. When do we reckon? Halfway down, 3/4 of the way through lap 1, maybe. Next week. All right. Okay. Next week. Well, give it a go. We'll keep pestering Popkind to figure out how he gets to unbanned or whatever it is. Sorry to the guy that I went wide when I passed, but he pushed me through the braking zone into Vectra. I don't think I saw it. If it's not on stream, it never happened. Ace, how about that? If it's not on video, you're lying. No worries, Wiscol. No worries. Try and get back in next week. Again, we'll drop Potkind a couple of messages. Get him to figure that one out. Whew. It is certainly starting to get warm in here. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, people. Thank you very much. But we are just about to get underway with race 2 then. Countdown happening right now, so let's get ourselves in. Let's turn the nonsense on. Boom boom pow. Boom boom pow. So yeah, the reverse grid's always cause a little bit of drama. You know, obviously you've got the slower drivers at the front now, faster drivers trying to get their way through as quick as possible, get themselves any kind of advantage away from all the other fast drivers. We do have any new driver that joins the lobby at the front though, so cheat code there at the top, number 1. Rain is coming, but when's it coming? That's the question. Oof, Vandermeer already got the inters on. Vandermeer just pulling out the way, he knows he's going to be holding up the crowd. So, is that somebody else off wide? It is Whitty. He's a little bit deep through turn 1. I don't think he was staying out of the way. Just got that one a little bit wrong maybe. Loses a couple of positions then, but cheat code gets a great advantage from the start then. 2.8 seconds in the Mercedes. He's just got to pray that that rain doesn't come down until he's somewhere on the dot of the straight. Big heavy Mercedes on semi-worn outs racing softs. Make that a right handful. Beastie Bud then in second on the racing softs. Gentleman Jack on the racing softs. Koenigschleiser racing softs in 4th. Whitty on the racing mediums in 5th. Leaf Barn on the softs in 6th. Potkind softs in 7th. Softs on for Blick Punts. LLO in 9th on the softs. Vossi softs. Mart on the soft tyres. Ace Killer. Oh, somebody off there. Who's that? Oh, it's Leaf Barn. Oh my god, that's Vossi off. Oh my god, it's Chaos. That's Ace Killer off. Almost off. Who's that? Whitty. What happened? What happened? Vandermeer. Oh. Where's Vandermeer? There's Vandermeer. Vandermeer is already out on those intermediate tyres. I think he's the only driver that's opted to stick those on from the start. Everybody else has gone for the softs. Because they know, or they hope, they can get around lap 1 before the worst of the rain hits. Vandermeer, oh, he's going to be in a world of trouble trying to get those intermediates to hook up in these warm conditions. Does look good out on circuit in a minute though. Nice and bright, sun's out. That is all going to change. Chico then pulling a bit more of a gap here. 3.7 seconds as they battle behind for second place. Beastie Bub, Gentleman Jack having a little bit of a ding dong for that one. Koenigschleiser in the Beetle, closing down on the pair of them. Potkind in 5th, LLO in 6th. Again, the Ferrari fast on the long straights here. Blickpunkt in 7th. Mart in 8th. Ace Killer 9th. Didn't lose too much time there with that almost off-track action in the hairpin. Leaf Barn, again, getting tangled up somewhere near the hairpin. I'm not sure what happened, if there was contact or whether it was just wheels on the grass for him. I think that might have been the catalyst that took out Vossi and Whitty. And Vandermeer, those inters already starting to get hot then. Still blue skies then for G-Code. position at the moment, 2/3 of the way around lap 1. Just waiting to see that weather change from his perspective. Does it change for everybody else at the same point, or will it wait until they get to this point of the same point on the track as cheat code? Gentleman Jack then through to second. What has happened to Beastie? He's had a terrible mistake. He's dropped himself all the way to 8th position. Gentleman Jack's piled the pressure on him. Again, that's just given cheat code even more of a gap. 4.5 seconds lead over Gentleman Jack then. The cloud just starting to come in now then. Who's going to get away with this one? Who's going to get away with getting onto the Dottinger or somewhere near the Dottinger Straight before the actual heavens open? Not raining just yet on cheat code screen, but it's getting very dark out there. Rain imminent then. Everybody will be in for a set of inters, except maybe Vandermeer. He's praying for the rain at the minute while his inters heat up. Slipstream's joined the room. He's been here a week or 3. Gentleman Jack then, 5.8 seconds behind. Guga Curls also joined the room. Koenigsleiser in 3rd. Best roof on the grid. Parkhind in 4th. Whoa. Blick Pump then under pressure here from, who's that, Mart, Ace Killer and LLO, all chasing him around the mini carousel. Mart tries to run around the outside here, gets the job done as they hit the Dottinger Straight. Look how dark it's got now. Is it still not actually raining? This could be their saving grace. Ace Killer now goes for a move to try and get the position off of Blick Pumped. Ace Killer's just got a wing up the inside here, carries the speed past Blick Pumped. Working together with DNA 3SP Mart for the slipstream. LLO though working together with Blick Pumped, so 2 pairs all hunting each other down as they come into the pits. Whoa, a little bit wobbly there. The rain coming down now, everyone trying to get on the brakes. Oof, Blick Pumped. Oh, is he in the pits? Has it allowed him? Oh my god. Oh, if he reverses too much, it's going to kick him out. Oh, he's lucky he's got in. Gentleman Jack, you absolute maniac. Yep. That wasn't going to last very long, was it? Set of semi-worn racing softs in these. I mean, look at it. Oh, look how much he's having to back off. His Porsche's just going to spin round in a minute. Keep watching. Look how slow he's going. Look, just daren't put his foot on the throttle. Everybody else out of the pits then. Everybody else out now on some form of wet tyre. And they'll be chasing down this absolute maniac. He probably won't even get around this corner. Oh, he will. Less than 100 miles an hour. Don't get me wrong. He's chucking it down so much that even the wets aren't helping that much. So all change in the pits then. Gentleman Jack decided to stay out on semi-worn racing softs. Maniac. He's going to be off track before you know it. Cheat Code has come in. He's gone for the intermediate tyres. Full tank of fuel. I think that's going to be his downfall, as Ace Killer has got the full wets on, but he's only taken on just over 3/4 of a tank. Saved himself a shed load of time in the pits. That's got him bolted onto the back end of Cheat Code as they go through the hairpin. Mart not too far off the back of the pair of them either. Ace Killer actually getting that position off of Cheat Code then. Mart in 4th, Königsschleiser 5th, Popkind 6th. So mix of inters and wets. I can imagine the wets are going to be the better tyre in these conditions. Inters on for LLO. Beastie with the full wets. Blickpunkt with the inters. Getting tangled up in pit entrance. Blickpunkt unfortunately. Inters on for Leafbarn. Vossi has gone full wets. Whitty has gone inters. And Van der Meer has stayed out on his inters. There is Gentleman Jack. I said keep watching, that thing will be backwards. It'll be spinning round. And there he is. Ace Killer then, just using the grip of those wet tyres to feed his way past Gentleman Jack. Everybody else is going to do the same thing as well. Oh. Mart's got himself through to 2nd. Cheat Code just trying to run around one side of Gentleman Jack. Gentleman Jack saw him coming and dived unfortunately into his way. He got tangled up. Cheat Code then in 3rd. Popkind all over the back of him in 4th. LLO 5th. Königsschleiser 6th. Look how close they are. Oh. Cheat Code getting swallowed up there then. LLO and Popkind getting through. Königsschleiser having a look himself. Struggling to get the power down in the little Beetle. Whoa. Drifter-tron around there, loses a little bit of time to Cheat Code in front. It's out of danger from Blackpool behind though. It's 5.6 seconds gap. Just see his headlights. Everybody's struggling regardless of tyre choice. Königsschleiser again sideways. Cheat Code again sideways. So back to the front then. It is Ace Killer leading. Mart in 2nd position. 2.5 seconds behind him. Popkind in 3rd. He has got half a second penalty to lose. LLO in 4th. Popkind 5th. Cheat Code in 5th. Königsschleiser in 6th. Blickpunkt in 7th. Beastie in 8th. Leafbarn in 9th, Vossi 10th. Where is he? There he is. Gentleman Jack a long way down then, those tyres just absolutely... Does it show them actually aquaplaning? Is that what the little blue bar is round the outside? Yes it is. There around he goes. It's going to be like that unfortunately for him until he decides he's going to stick some wets on. Whitty then coming past. Gentleman Jack really going to struggle. And me, unfortunately, I don't think he's getting on too well in the Lamborghini. Is it going to be 2 wins out of 2 then for Ace Killer? Dracula's joined the room. LLO already past Popkind. Who's that that's just crashed in the background? Is it you, Popkind? I heard someone dragging themselves down a wall. No? Oh, was it LLO? Yes, it was, because he's found himself with a half a second penalty, just like Popkind now. He has closed that gap up on Mart. Oh, Mart gets it wrong through there. The tyres light up. The rear goes round. Drops from 2nd to 5th at the minute. So that opens the gap up to Ace Killer then. 4 seconds between him and now 2nd place LLO. He's still got a half a second penalty to lose, but he has got another lap. Ferrari is quick as well. Pretty much the quickest car on the grid, I think. Will it benefit him though? 3.9 seconds behind at the minute. Half a second penalty to lose. We'll keep an eye on that. What's happening here? Oh, Popkind's been off track again. He's crashed it. Schleiser able to carry the speed through, even though he almost had to drive off track. Kind with that little bit of damage then, now being closed up by Mart again. And who's that behind him? Beastie Bub. Oh, Mart nearly getting the tyres lit up on the back end of that BMW for a second time there. Held onto it though. It's all over the back of Beastie, of Popkine. He's got that penalty to lose as well. Has got Schleiser just in front to pick up a toe. His Beastie Bub looks to pick up a toe from him. Popkine loses his penalty, picks up that slipstream. Beastie picks up that little bit of slipstream off the BMW. Neck and neck now though between the two cars. BMW just carrying a mile an hour or two more than the Porsche, unfortunately. Oh, all three drivers off track through there though. Everybody's struggling. Mark then dips into the pits. The rain has stopped. So is he going to stick on a set of medium tyres here? Is he going to go for an Inter? Is he going to go for a racing soft? Still a lot of water on track. There is at the moment, while these boys are big puddles as well still. The rain has stopped though. So the wet tyres, although they'll still work, they will start to lose the favourability as the track starts to dry out. On the Inters, this is where they start to come into their own then. He is starting to close that gap down on Ace Killer. Schleiser in third on the Inters. Popkind on the full wets still. Beastie Bub right behind him, you can see that dry line already appearing. Leaf Barn in 6th. Blick Pump 7th. Cheat Code in 8th. Mart out on a fresh set of racing softs then. Again, risky point to do it. Still a lot of water on this circuit. And you run yourself anywhere near offline and that's you into the wall several times over, I can imagine. Vossi's done the same thing though. He's come out on a set of softs. Looking a little bit drier on track for him. Whitty has stayed out of the Inters. Still on the Inters for Vandermeer, and Gentleman Jack now on a set of soft tyres. That's oh my god. I've never seen so many spins. Still coming down then. LLO drops that to 1.4 seconds. Now, how far back is Mart? Is he closing up on anybody on those racing softs? Cheat Code just in front of him, 2.5 seconds. Again, any slight offline action for Mart and it's going to be a short trip into the wall for him. Same for Vossi. Gentleman Jack, we've seen once or twice already do a very similar thing. Vandermeer just coasting now. Oh, he's out of fuel. Races on for the lead then in this final lap. LLO just over half a second behind Ace Killer. Ferrari quick in a straight line as well. He's on the intermediate tyre, so as this track's drying out, it'll only get better for him. Physically raining on circuit at the minute. Still a lot of water, as you can see. Closing up on the BMW, can't make the move through there, has to back off. Heading down towards the right-hander, up towards the carousel. A little bit loose there by Ace Killer. Ferrari all over the back of the first place driver now then. Plenty of corners left to go before we hit that Dottinger straight for the final time in race 2. Curves might be the thing that catches drivers out. Oh, sliding through there for LLO. Still chasing down that top spot though. Still at half a second. Oh, a little bit deep there for Ace Killer. No opportunity to go. Ooh. Tries to get side by side with Ace Killer, but he's got the slightly more grippy part of the track. Onto that top spot. Look at the chase on here then. Tiny bit of contact between the two. That is it. LLO into the lead of the race. Ace Killer's got to do his best to hang on to that Ferrari, then try and use the slipstream coming up the Dottinger straight. Ferrari already pulling away, 0.6 of a second ahead of the BMW. A little bit of slipstream at the minute, Ace Killer. Oh, he's onto the wet though. Slowed him down massively. That slight bit of offline action there. As I say, LLO literally does the same thing. Brings Ace Killer right back into it as they come into the swallowtail. Gap back at half a second. Has the BMW got the legs for the Ferrari? The gap opens up to 0.9. I don't think it has. The Ferrari breaks the gap then. Just keeping those tyres a little bit cool. I don't know why now. We're a few corners away from the checkered flag. Couple of corners to go then for LLO. Cleanly around there. Last one to go. Cleanly through there. Doesn't spin it round and it takes the win then. Ace Killer can't do anything about that. Has to go. He's run out of fuel as well. That last couple of corners. Takes second. Koenigsschleiser is going to come home in third. He is Leafbarn in fourth. Mart actually pulling out a great final lap there with those soft tyres, taking fifth. Came out the pits in ninth on those softs in these wet conditions. Managed to just find a little bit of dry line. Blickpunk then taking sixth. Cheat Code coming home in seventh. Beastie Bub taking eighth. Potkind coming home in ninth. Witty, a long way away. I don't think we're going to see Witty. I don't think we're going to see Gentleman Jack, and I certainly aren't going to see DG Vandermeer. Will Witty see a checkered flag? Vossi's left the room. Oh, Dracula joined and then Dracula left. Oh, all wrong for Whitty. He actually gets reset to track. Does see a checker flag then. Gentleman Jack, we aren't going to see cross the line, nor Vandermeer, unfortunately. There he is, LLO on the top spot. Nurburgring King, fair. Well, we'll see how much of a king you are, sir. We'll see. So it looks like a couple of new drivers for this one. Who've we got? Brickpoint, Metrakit. Ah, not so much of a king then. Nurburgring King has left the room. Well, I wouldn't say it was rough. I wouldn't say it was a rough overtake. There was contact, but you know, I'd say that was fair. Ace Killer might not feel the same, but oh my God, look at the weather. Why won't you even let me spectate? Look at that. That's what they're going out in for race 3. Nice. Trying to stay cool and hydrated. Start time for race 3. I don't think I saw one. Is that cheat code out on track or Metrakit? Metrakit. Wasn't the line. Thanks, Potkind Vector. Apparently, congratulations, well done to me. I don't know. It seems to be a thing. Let's just have a check of the chat. Did we see a star? Oh yeah, 05. Okay. There we see. Look. See. See what they're doing to me. Look. Look above. Look here. There's another one. Look. Stop it. Nobody knows what that means, Ava Miguel Torres. Nobody knows what that means. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, people. If you haven't already, go and check out the the website for Just for Fun Driving Club, which is just there on screen, justforfundrivingclub.de. This thing. Oh, not that thing. That's the wrong thing. Oh my god, I've ruined it. There. That thing. Shifted your screen about. How do you write in different colours there, Moyne? Is that something you can change in the settings, is it? So it should be another reverse grid for race 3, which should put Aber Miguel Torres up front along with Metra Kit. Now whether Whitty... Where is Whitty? Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. I was going to say, unless Whitty asks to be put at the back or something daft like that, but it looks like they're all going to be starting from the front. And the countdown begins then. Race 3 just about to get underway. Koenigschleiser hasn't got a car. Koenigschleiser is racing. He's in. He's just managed to get in the Beetle. Nope. Everybody still out on the full wets. Cheat code out on the inters. Can't see what anybody else is on at the moment. Miguel Torres getting caught out. See how he gets on in the race. Here we go then. So again, all new drivers start from the front, so that's Miguel Torres and Metra Cat, and then everybody else reverse grid behind. Still tipping it down here at Nords. Lights go on then, race 3 just about to kick off. Bit of a slow one from Gentleman Jack and Vandermeer. Miguel Torres gets away okay. Oh, Whitty's off track in the background. Metra Kit holds on to second. Vandermeer third. Gentleman Jack fourth. Whoa, Beastie Bum off track in 6th. Gets back on track like an absolute genius. Right in between Parkheim Vector and Cheat Code. Black Punch holding 8th, Mart in 9th, Leafbarn 10th, Koenigschleiser 11th, Ace Killer in 12th, LLO in 13th, and Whitty off track round turn 1. Again, might have just been doing that to avoid any kind of chaos. Fortunately, he's picked up a little bit of front end damage. He's off the pace at the moment. Oh, even Miguel, oh, he tried to hang on to it. It didn't look too bad, but then it just snapped on him. Around he's gone. Picked up a little bit of front end damage. Oof. Chico getting a bit wobbly out of there as well, but what happened to Miguel Torres? Down in 11th, unfortunately, after that mistake. Getting himself up to speed as everyone else comes piling past him at full pace. Through the hairpin for him. Gentleman Jack falls off the pace a little bit himself, as does Whitty. So back to the front. All change again. Metra Kit then leads. Oof. Van der Meer having to take avoiding action then as Metrokit braked a little bit early. Almost cost him a trip into the wall. He managed to get away with it. Mark then has got himself all the way through to third position at the moment. Popcorn Vectra is firmly bolted onto his rear end. Oh, not anymore, he's not. Grassy tyres, dirty tyres. I don't think it's going to make too much difference here in these wet conditions, but slows him down a little bit in the chase for Mark, brings him under attack from Cheat Code behind in 5th. Blick Punt holding 6th. Ace Killer getting whipped around in that BMW in 7th. LLO gets past him with that little mistake then. Not going to let that one go to waste for sure. Any mistake like that, you've got to go for it. Puts Ace Killer in 8th then. Leafbaum 9th. Koenigschleiser 10th. Beastie in 11th. Gentleman Jack 5 seconds off the pace at the minute in 12th. Miguel Torres in 13th, all over the back of Gentleman Jack. And Whitty just 2.9 seconds off the back of Miguel. You don't usually see a train of drivers like that at this point in a race at Nords, especially in these conditions. Metrokit still leads them. Van der Meer in 2nd, Mart all over the back of him though. Let's get ourselves on with Ace Killer at the back of this pile. That's the top 8 drivers all on screen. Got Leith Barn just in the background as well. The pressure on the drivers up front. Oh, there's drivers all over the place. Blick Punt, slight mistake from LLO allows Ace Killer to come back past and take that position back off him. Oh my days, what happened to Cheat Code? What happened to Cheat Code? I'm not sure if there was contact between him and Blick Punt, whether it was just a mistake from Cheat Code himself, but let's put him in the wall a long way back now. Oh, Potkind and Blick Punt fall out of the carousel. Oh, Blick Punt can't get the traction coming out of it. Ace Killer and LLO pushing to get past him. Some decent driving here considering the conditions, and drivers slipping and sliding all over the place. There's a tiny little bit of contact between some of these drivers. To be expected though. That Nissan GTR Blick Punts doesn't seem to want to go in a straight line. Metrokit then in 1st, but under all sorts of pressure from Mart in 2nd position. Frenchman sliding around in that BMW, being chased by his older brother. Looking for a way past then. Caught Metrokit. Not wanting to drive in a straight line around any of these turns. Mark thinks about it through there, but Metrokit gets that one blocked off. And here Mark just backing off the throttle. Van der Meer keeping himself bolted firmly onto Mart at the moment. Mark closes right up on Metrokit into that turn. Drags Van der Meer along. A little bit deep there for Metrokit. Has that worked out for Mark? No, he can't get the power down. Oh, Metrokit, around he goes. Mart holds off on the throttle for an awful long time before he sticks that down. Van der Meer does carry good speed out of the mini carousel though, all over the back of Mart as they come through the swallowtail. Van der Meer, look at this, all over the back of Mark, hitting the Dottinger straight. He's going to be in a great position for an overtake here, already closing up on the first place. Where is he? Which side is he? BMW versus Lamborghini then. You can see the train of drivers in the background. Not quite the top end to get past the BMW there, Van der Meer. He pulled out to have a look using the slipstream, but once he gets alongside, it becomes a neck and neck battle. BMW just seems to top out a little bit more than the Lamborghini there. Mark holds the lead then at the end of lap 1. Look at the pile of drivers still battling for positions. Drivers in the pits then. Van der Meer in this lap. Mark stays out on the full wet again. Stopped raining now, but still a lot of moisture on track. Still leads then. LLO just 1.5 seconds behind, 1.1 seconds behind him, apologies. Ace Killer another 0.8 behind him. Beastie Bub another 2.6 back in 4th. Koenigschleiser stays out as well. He's in 5th, 3.4 seconds back from Beastie. Gentleman Jack stays out. He's 10.8 seconds behind Koenigschleiser. Everybody else has come in. What are they going to do for tyres? Fresh wets on for Van der Meer. Inters on for Potkind. That would have been the more obvious choice. Leafbarn has gone full racing soft. He's looking for that racing line already. Looking for that dry line, apologies. Again, just got to make sure you stay on that dry line or it's going to be kaput for you. Whitty then just gets released. He comes out on a fresh set of inters. That's a good choice from him. Maybe taking on board a little bit too much fuel there, Whitty. We'll see. Ace Killer leads then. LLO all over the back of him. Mart just at 1.1 seconds back in 3rd. There is Beastie in 4th. Koenigschleiser 5th. Top 5 then. 6 seconds separating them. 12 seconds behind to Gentleman Jack in 6th. Kit holding 7th. Oh, we've got drivers off. Blick Punt has ended up in the gravel at the hairpin. Medium tyres maybe catching him out in the wet conditions. Not breaking himself through there. Loses a lot of positions. Leaf Bomb goes through. Potkind cheat code. Wow. Well, that car went for a pirouette, didn't it? Again on the racing tyre. You've only got to hit these wet conditions a little bit, under braking or turning, accelerating, and it'll try and just loosen one of those tyres up and spin you round. You can see there is a little bit of a dry line, but it's not fully dry at the minute. There is patches of moisture on it. That puts him down to 12th then. Whitty in 13th on those inters. Look at the difference between where Ace Killer is on track, still fully wet circuit, versus Whitty at the back where there is now a definitive dry line. Not that that's helping Whitty out much at the moment. The lead coming under threat then. LLO all over the back of Ace Killer. Still plenty of moisture on this circuit. Does look like the blue skies are coming out. I can imagine these drivers who've stayed out at the end of lap 1 are going to come in at the end of lap 2, stick a set of soft tyres on, go for an absolute thrash for the final lap. Some definitely out now. LLO still looking for the position off of Ace Killer. He's carrying the speed. Who's got the advantage? LLO just Ace Killer, he's on the grass. Oh, he holds on to that one. BMW's a little bit sideways coming out of that turn. Drops the time to LLO, brings himself under threat from Mark behind. To the right hander then, heading up towards the carousel. Beastie Bub hanging on to 4th position. Just starting to see a dry line now at this point on circuit. Not a massive one, but enough that it's going to affect the wet tyres before the end of this lap. Very dry line then showing for some of these drivers. Metrokit still drifting his BMW 3 Series. Is it a 3 or a 5? Is it a 3 or a 5? It's the 3. Pump then having a terrible accident at the hairpin. Has got himself back up into 9th position. He's on the racing medium tyres. Cheat coded on the racing soft tyres. Very nice dry line showing then. Loose barn on those soft tyres as well. And Amir still out on the racing, on the wet tyres, and Whitty still out on the inters. But track conditions changing dramatically for him. It was a good choice when he left the pits, but you can see that dry line appearing now, and he's having to aim for those wet spots. Try and keep those tyres cool. Top 3 then, pretty close together, 1.5 seconds separates the 3 of them. They are all within slipstream distance of each other. But they do need fuel, and they will come in for a fresh set of tyres while they're in there. No doubt the track will have dried out a lot more by the time they get into the pits and back out. Does not get a toe, not quite. So we watch Ace Killer close up a little bit on LLO, but it's not going to be enough. Again, that Ferrari got about a mile an hour more than the BMW. Ace Killer is closing up. He's going to risk it around the outside here. He backs off. Knows it's too risky to do that. Into the pits they go. Ace Killer and Mart. Beastie Bub is going to come in as well. Getting that Porsche under control as he comes in. Koenigsegg is going to follow them in as well. Gentleman Jack is going to be the next man in as well. He needs tyres for sure. Potkind Vectra is probably going to come in. His inters are absolutely blown out really. He's got plenty of fuel. Racing Medium still looking good for... Oh no, Potkind stays out. Racing Medium still looking good for... where's he gone? Has he been in the pits? Has he come in the pits? Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Blick pumped. He stayed out. He stopped at the end of lap 1, stuck the Racing Mediums on. So top 3 out and are literally neck and neck. LLO, Ace Killer and Mart, all 3 drivers on a set of racing softs. Potkind Vectra has managed to squeeze through to 4th position, but he is on those worn intermediate tyres. He'll be looking for all those offline sections with the wet. And you're going to start seeing the drivers with the racing mediums and racing soft compounds start getting past him pretty easily here. Blick Pump first on the list. Racing mediums passed. Cheat Code out on the racing softs. Closing up as well on Potkind. He's already done a lap on those, so he's got to hope that they hold out. Oh no, there's LLO in the gravel. Blickpunkt finds himself in the gravel as well there. Not sure what happened. Was he trying to avoid LLO? So that releases Ace Killer into the lead of the race. Mark now second. Popkind Vector third on those worn inters. LLO on his fresh set of racing softs now fourth position. Cheat Code in fifth on his soft tyres. Leaf Barn on the soft as well in sixth. Blickpunkt in seventh on the mediums. Beastie Bub on the soft in eighth. Soft tyres on the Gentleman Jack in ninth. Koenigschleiser 10th with the softs. Oh, Metro Kits trying to get that BMW under control before the hairpin on the softs in 11th. Witty, pow, straight into the camera. Again, racing intermediate tyres on the dry track. Catching him out, that's allowed Vandermeer through. He's also on the racing softs. Ace Killer has had a moment. He's got front and rear damage on that BMW. That's allowed Mark through to the front of the race. He's now got 5 seconds lead. Just under the halfway point of lap 3. Mark looking to stick to that lighter part of the track. Starting to get dark here as well. Needs to stay on that racing line with the soft tyres. Start venturing onto the curbs or off those off that dry line. Can end up with you off the track, as we've just seen from Ace Killer. Was leading the race by a second and a half, and he's now 4.9 seconds behind Mart. There is Ace Killer. LLO also getting it wrong, but slowly closing back up on Ace Killer. All 3 of them on that soft tyre. Leaf Barn through to 4th then. Popkind really struggling on his inters. Absolutely worn out. Blickpunkt back through to 6th position. Cheat Code in 7th. Beastie 8th. Gentleman Jack 9th. Koenigschleiser in 10th. Metro Kit in 11th. Vandermeer 12th. And Witty 13th. Gap still coming down then between first and second. It's 4 seconds as they entered the carousel. It's now 3.4. LLO not been able to close up too much on Ace Killer. There he is. Starting to run out of turns as well. Ferrari is quick, but it's not catching the BMW as we speak. Leaf Barn kind of out on his own at the minute, as is Blickpunkt. Oh, it's all kicking off here. Beastie, where are you going, Beastie? That is not the line. So the intermediate tyres really catching up with Popkind Vectra. Gentleman Jack getting through, Cheat Code getting through, Beastie now getting through. Popkind, both fronts red and red, rear's not too far behind it. Koenigschleiser slowly closing up on him as well. Will he get the position before the end? Ah, we just catch Metro Kit backwards as Witty goes through. Mark then through the mini carousel up towards the Swallowtail. He's got 2.2 seconds as he hits the Dottinger straight. That should be enough to fend off Ace Killer, although he does carry good speed onto there. Don't think it's going to be enough. LLO then in third. hurry. Not running as quick at this point, maybe on a little bit of a fuel saving one. But it is going to be Mark that comes home to take race 3 win here tonight. Cleanly around that final turn, managed to hold on to that dry line throughout that final lap. Ace Killer unfortunately got caught out of one particular corner, lost that race lead. Takes second though. LLO hard form has to come home in third. Leaf Barn takes fourth. Blick Punt, oh, he's out of fuel in fifth. Can he coast across the line? Looks like he's going to get there. He does, crosses the line, takes fifth with no fuel. Beastie Bug also no fuel. Oh, what a shame for him. What a shame. Gentleman Jack takes sixth then. Cheat Code takes seventh. Beastie Bug creeps across the line. Unfortunately has to settle for 8th position. Potkind Vectra. Front tyres absolutely dead. Back tyres not too far behind. Koenigschleiser. Oh, nearly getting it backwards around the last couple of turns. Also out of fuel for Koenigschleiser. Van der Meer coming up to the line will come home in 11th. After removing a wing from his car. Where's Metrokit? There he is, getting the last couple of corners wrong, bins it into the wall, drifts it round the final turn to come home for 12th. We just wait for Whitty, who's inters. He's left him on far too long. Pretty much all 4 of them are red. Get to see the checkered flag this time, unfortunately. So that's a win on the cards for Mart, a win on the cards for LLO, and a win on the cards for Ace Killer. Jackboy 666 has joined the room. Okay, Willie, stick around. So it looks like we've got 12 drivers for the last race, starting at 37 minutes past. While we're waiting, let's smash that up there. Let's smash that there and shaboom. Don't forget to check out the Just4Fun Driving Club .de website. It's this. Hold on, I'm on the wrong screen. It's that. I'll leave it on screen for a little bit of time, shall I? But yeah, plenty to look at on here. Discord server. Bit more about them, news, information. We've got videos and archive, tips and tricks, setups. Ooh, pass road of cried. Ooh, that's new. Contacts, emails, WhatsApps, and then the rest, or the best, as I like to call it, because it's got little old me on there. Okay. Change the room. What's happened? Tyre wear set at ×2. Fuel consumption set at ×2. Initial fuel settings 100 litres. Custom weather. Random. So it's going to be an all-out stomp. Nobody's going to need the pits. I don't think we're going to need a change of tyres because the weather should be okay. It all depends on what they're going to do with the grid. Is it going to be new drivers at the front reverse grid, or is it going to be a random throw them out there? Who knows? But yes, that's the website. Don't forget to go and check that out. If you do get hold of them, tell them I sent you. Let's not turn that off. Let's turn that off. Come on, do what I ask you to do, you stupid. Boom. There we go. There we go. We're back. Whoa. The shirt's starting to change colour. I don't know if you can tell. It's getting a little bit darker grey across here, where the old moisture's coming out. Stay hydrated. Promoting sensible drinking, I am. Public service announcement. Right, a couple of minutes away from the final race then. Looks like we're left with 11 drivers on track for the last one. I think we lost Mart. Blick Punt, have we lost? Oh no, he's still here. Stavrev. Okay, 12 drivers then. Crazy battle with LLO. Yep. Yep, it's getting a bit warm. Whoa. If it's like this next week, the aircon's going on. It's not real aircon, it's a crappy little fan down here that blows through a wet belt. I do want an aircon unit, as long as it's not going to rape my house of electricity or freeze me to death. And it's free. That's the main criteria. Freeness. I thought you were offering me one, Ace Killer. Via your underfloor heating and cooling services. This video could be sponsored by Okay, final race. When it lets me in. What's grid order? So it looks like it is, yeah, it is still reverse grid then. But it's going to be an all-out slog to the end. Don't think tyre wear and fuel is going to come into it for this one. Lights go on then. Oh, it's a full start by Jackboy66. He does get away now. Unless it was a little bit of a glitch. He does look a little bit glitchy. It might be a glitch on Jackie Boy. he does lead us out. Gentleman Jack in second, Vandermeer in third, Whitty fourth, Potkind in fifth, Beastie sixth, Cheat Code in seventh, Blickpunkt in eighth, Stavrev in the Toyota in ninth, Leafbarn in 10th, Königsschleiser in 11th, and Ace Killer 12th. So Jackie Boy still leads then in the Ferrari 296. Gentleman Jack opted for the Audi R8 for the final race of the evening. See if that fares him any better. Dry conditions though. Oh, is that somebody off in the background? It is. It's Cheat Code and Beastie Bub and Königsschleiser. Oh my gosh. A few drivers making up positions then. Potkind through to 4th position. Blickpunkt 5th, Stavrev 6th, Leafbarn in 7th, Ace Killer 8th, Königsschleiser in 9th, Cheat Code in 10th. He does hang on to the pack. Beastie Bub a little bit off the pace at the moment, 4.7 seconds. Whitty, with just more armour code for Whitty. Might be 3 races we've seen him reset to track, unfortunately for Whitty. Can Jackie Boy maintain this lead then? Ooh, a little bit deep through there. Slowed him down loads as Gentleman Jack slowly closes up on him. A little bit wide through there as well for Jackie Boy. A couple of little mistakes setting in for him then. There is Gentleman Jack, hot on his tail. He's just within slipstream range at the moment as well. Still a tiny bit glitchy on board with Jackie Boy. We'll jump on board with Gentleman Jack in second as he chases down Jackie Boy in that top spot. 0.8 behind him. Nobody threatening behind at the moment. Jackie Boy almost has to rip the handbrake up coming through there. He's so tight. Stays at 0.8 though. Ferrari is quick off the line and in a straight line. He's pulling away from the Audi. Gap opens up to over a second again then. I do have another gear, but it doesn't deem itself too effective around that particular corner. So it is still Jackie Boy leading, but Gentleman Jack is keeping him right there in his sights. Vandermeer holding third, Blickpunkt through to 4th, Potkind in 5th, Stavrev 6th, Leafbarn in 7th, Ace Killer up to 8th, Cheat Code in 9th, Königsschleiser in 10th, Beastie Bub 11th. 7.2 off the pace at the minute. Whitty unfortunately losing a little bit more time, 32.5 seconds off the back of Beastie. Jackie Boy loses the lead. We just catch him dragging that Ferrari down the Armaco. He's got a big pile of damage on that car as well now. It will repair itself, but make him run a little bit slow around some of these turns. So Vandermeer goes through to take second. Can he do anything to chase down Gentleman Jack now? Oh, Jackie Boy off track again through there. I think he's just trying to stay out of the way. Hazards are on. He's doing what he can. He's got drivers trying to get around both sides of him though. Traumatic experience for Jackie Boy there, being hounded by drivers from the lead of the race to 8th for that mistake. So that does put Gentleman Jack in the lead then in the Audi R8. He's got 3.1 seconds over Vandermeer. He's doing okay in that Lamborghini this race. I think the weather was just catching him out in the last couple. Blickpunkt holding third. Popkind with a vicious thump in the bum for Blickpunkt as he misses the mini carousel totally. Popkind goes through into third, then Blickpunkt fourth. Ace Killer up to fifth already. Look at this. It's had a stormer. He's all over the back of Blickpunkt, who is all over the back of Popkind. Can he make short work of the pair of them? Into sixth gear then, catching up with Blickpunkt. Gives him a little bump draft towards Popkind. Now goes for the move. Is it enough? Blickpunkt still getting a bit of a slipstream off of Popkind Vectra here. Not anymore. Ace Killer picks up the slipstream. A little bit of contact still between the pair of them. Ace Killer does just get through though. A little bit bumpy through there for the pair of them. Oh, Blickpunkt, he's pushed too hard trying to regain the time and the position back. He's driven it onto the grass. Oh, Ace Killer has seen that in his rearview mirror and tried to emulate it. They hunt down the second position driver now. Vandermeer, Popkind all over the back of him. Ace Killer closes up right on the back of the pair of them though. Gentleman Jack not too far in front. 4 seconds in front of Ace Killer, who we are on board with now. There he is, just rounding that hill. Chase on here then, Ace Killer. Trying to get past Popkind, trying to get past DG Vandermeer. Early braking from Vandermeer. Ace Killer finds himself up the inside but can't carry the speed through. And they exit the hairpin in exactly the same order. They are still closing up on Gentleman Jack in front. Not by a lot, but they are closing up. So Koenigschleiser through to 5th position. Leafbarn in 6th. Cheat Code up to 7th. Jackie Boy back on track in 8th. Blickpunkt in 9th. Beastie Bub 10th. Stavrev making a mistake, was 5th or 6th on track, now 11th. Getting caught out somewhere here then, and Whitty in 12th. Okay, so Vandermeer losing out to 2 drivers here. Ace Killer making up 2 positions though. He gets past Vandermeer and Popkind to take 2nd position. Now 4.3 seconds behind Gentleman Jack. Can he close the gap down? Can Popkind stick with him? Ace Killer, one of the quicker drivers in the lobby. Vandermeer did well to hold on to 2nd for so long. Koenigschleiser holding 5th, Leafbarn holding 6th, Cheat Code holding 7th. Everybody as they were then. There's their yellow flag in front. Who's that? That's Vandermeer. He's got it all wrong. Drops himself from, where was he, 2nd to 5th. Now he's dropped to 10th position. Just Stavrev and Whitty left behind him. There's Stavrev just browning the hill. So Gentleman Jack still leads. Halfway round at lap 2 here. 3 seconds ahead of Ace Killer, although that gap has come down by a full second. Oof, Ace Killer really pushing, and he is pulling time over Popkind. Popkind not quite able to keep with the pace of Ace Killer. Again, one of the faster drivers in the lobby. Koenigschleiser holding on to 4th then. Whether he holds on to that with these drivers quite so close. The Beetle does seem to lose out a little bit on top end speed. The Ferrari and the GTR very close to him. Blickpunkt 7th, still 8th for Jackie Boy. Beastie Bub still 9th. Van der Meer back on track in 10th. Stavrev unable to catch up with him. 4.1 seconds the gap now between him and Van der Meer. Oh, Whitty lights the rears up coming around there and dips it in the wall again. And the marshals decide to wave a yellow flag for nothing. There's nobody behind him. Di Gazelle's just joined the room and just left, unfortunately. No room and last race. So look at this for the race lead then. That 3 seconds gap down to 0.5 of a second. All over the back of the Audi R8 then. Carrying good speed down here, using the slipstream. No contact between the two. Bit of erratic braking there by Gentleman Jack. Oh no! Ace Killer's piled the pressure on a little bit too much. That's caused Gentleman Jack to have a little mistake there. It's the tail of that Audi R8 round. Gives Ace Killer that top spot. Onto the Dottinger straight then. Ace Killer with a 1.2 second lead. Tyres looking good. Fuel plentiful. No slipstream for these drivers behind now either. I think Popkind might... Yes, he is definitely picking up a slipstream from Gentleman Jack. Why is Ace Killer lifting off his throttle? He's waiting for these boys to get a little bit closer so he can have a bit of a race by the looks of it. BMW close back up on Ace Killer then as we come to the last couple of corners of lap 2. And it's properly on now then, lap 3, final lap of the evening. BMW, Audi, BMW first, second, third. Barn through to 4th. He was able to use the slipstream at the Dottinger straight. Oh, Koenigschleiser! He's pushed too hard. Picks up a little bit of damage on that Beetle. Unfortunately, that's allowed cheat code and Leaf Barn to go through. Drops to 6th then. Koenigschleiser got Blickpunkt not too far behind him. There's Jackie Boy still holding 8th. Beastie Bub holding 9th. Van der Meer still 10th, Stavrov still 11th, and Whitty still 12th. Okay, Popkind has managed to work his way past Gentleman Jack into 2nd. Now, has the Audi got the legs to stick with the BMWs? Ace Killer coming under threat from for that top spot by Ace Killer. By Popkind. Popkind going a little bit deep through there. three then, keeping themselves neck and neck at the minute. Leaf Barn holding that fourth position. Cheat Code finds himself with a half a second penalty on this final lap. They pulled a big chunk of time over Koenigsschleiser. He's in sixth, but he's held his own against Blickpunkt. A little bit of a gap developed between those two, 2.8 seconds. Jackie Boy not too far off the back of him either. Just a second back, and Beastie Bug in the contention for any of those positions. In ninth in that Porsche. Vandermeer in 10th, 7.5 seconds behind Beastie. Stavrov still another, oh, he's off track through there as well. Unfortunately, he's found himself with a half a second penalty, and he's now, he's got the lines all wrong. Oh no, the Toyota goes round. They don't like going forward, and now he's left the route. So that puts Whitty into 11th then. Still on here then up front. Ace Killer leading, Potkind second, Gentleman Jack third. Neck and neck between these three at the minute. On board with third place then. Himself firmly bolted onto the back end of the two BMWs as we head up towards the carousel for the final time tonight. All three drivers stick their wheels in that one, get themselves out cleanly as well. A little bit of a gap opens up between second and third, nothing to write home about just yet. Ace Killer needs to think about breaking away from this pair then. Needs to break that toe before they hit the Dottinger straight, otherwise it gives either of these drivers an opportunity to use that slipstream, get past him. Oh, a little bit deep there from Gentleman Jack. Takes him just outside the slipstream range of the two BMWs in front. Oh, he's holding on to it. Outside of that slipstream range, a little bit deep through there as well. He's still on here though for first and second. Still nothing to say the Gentleman Jack might not come out on top. It only takes, oh, not anymore. He's gone far too quickly into that double right-hander, sticks himself on the grass, into the gravel. Now loses a massive chunk of time. He's now got Cheat Code swarming past him. A little bit of contact. I don't think Gentleman Jack was quite expecting Cheat Code to be there quite so quickly anyway. We've got Leaf Barn for company as well. Those two have swapped positions. So back to the front then. Ace Killer has managed to find that time between himself and Potkind through those last couple of corners to make up enough time to break the toe on this Dottinger straight. There it is, onto the Dottinger now then, 2.2 seconds ahead of Potkind. Here is Cheat Code, he's got to lose this half a second penalty. So, loses a little bit of that speed then. Gentleman Jack has a go at him, gets that third position back. Cheat Code might have to settle for fourth. Unless Leaf Barn can make the move. He does go for it. Carries the speed past. Tries to pick up the slipstream from Gentleman Jack. Let's just jump ourselves to the front of the race. Ace Killer then taking his time around those last couple of turns. Doesn't need to risk anything. Cleanly through the final corner and then just presses the throttle all the way to the line. 2 wins on the board then for Ace Killer tonight. Potkind coming home in second in race 4. Gentleman Jack taking third position. Cheat Code coming home in fourth. Leaf Barn spinning it round through the final turn. Initializer coming through to take that 5th position off of him. Leaf Barn has to settle for 6th. Black Punked coming home in 7th position. Jackie Boy taking 8th. Unlucky Jackie Boy. I mean, he was leading well for the first lap or two, a lap and a half. And then a little mistake just cost him. DG Vandermeer takes 9th then in the final race of the evening. Beastie Bub is reversing down the Dottinger Straight for some odd reason. It's Whitty that's going to come home in 10th as Beastie decides he is going to point that car in the right direction. Whitty then, last couple of turns. Bit deep through that final corner. He does make it across the line though to take 10th, and we just wait for Beastie. And he says no. Beastie says no. Beastie says no. Beastie says yes. Beastie says yes. And tries to kill the flagman. 11th position on the board for him. There we go. Final race of the evening done and dusted. Ace Killer taking a 2nd win here tonight. 2 on the board for him then. Oh, 1 for Mark. 2 for Ace Killer and 1 for LLO. There we go. Racing done and dusted for the evening, people. That's pretty much it from me tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. I am back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for the next round of the Japanese Super GTs. It was postponed last week because some people wanted to watch some other idiots kick a bag of air around, so it got postponed. It wasn't my choice. But there we go. Just4Fun Driving Club.de. Make sure you go and check out the website. Tell them I sent you. Come back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock UK time for the Japanese Super GTs. I forget where we're at. Autopolis, I think we're at tomorrow. So come and check that out tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. But outside of that, same time, same place next week, 8 o'clock the UK time for more Just4Fun Driving Club action here at Nordshliefe. And yeah, 9 o'clock Sundays. But yeah, that's it from me, people. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, click all the buttons, press all the things, subscribe if you haven't. But most of all, tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.